Thank you. I'm wearing two hats, WWF, the pandas, and Champions 1, 2, 3, that you have already heard about during this forum. When I was Minister of the Environment, together with the Minister of Health, we decided to launch a joint program. And the program was related to the quality of water of the rivers in Ecuador. And we did this because too many children were dying or were sick because of contaminated water. But this came with a message. And the message was, we don't need more hospitals in Ecuador. We need more healthy people. And it clicked. It clicked immediately, and people started contributing to the quality of water in Ecuador. And the reason why I'm telling you this story is because there is no way to separate the health of the environment with the health of people. I'm glad that Professor Krebs was speaking just ahead of me, because health of the environment is immediately related to health of humanity. Why is a panda interested in the EAT Forum? There are several pandas in this group. And we are interested because food is an ecological challenge. The production and the consumption of food are ecological challenges. Food impacts the main interests of WWF. Let's look into some scientific evidence. Forests. Expansion of agriculture is the #1 cause of deforestation, whether it is in the Amazon because of the production of soy, or in Southeast Asia because of the production of palm oil. Fresh water. 70% of fresh water is used in agriculture. And let's not forget about the pollution of chemicals of agriculture in water. Oceans. Coral reefs. I'm so glad the Crown Princess Victoria yesterday spoke in defense of the oceans. 50% of the coral reefs have disappeared already. 50%. And the next 50% might disappear by 2050 if we don't do something about that. And coral reefs are the nests of life of oceans. Wildlife and biodiversity in general, 70 appears to be a magic number. 70% of biodiversity loss is due to food production. We are killing the chicken of the golden eggs. And then climate. Climate change. We all heard yesterday from one of the speakers that if food waste was a country, it would be the 3rd largest emitter of CO2. That's crazy. And unacceptable, of course. And then 40% of land, of terrestrial land area, is transformed to agriculture. In summary, WWF is responding to climate change and to the loss of nature. To address all these challenges about forests, about oceans, about water, about biodiversity, we need experts. We use them well, and we collaborate with several research centers. But to deal with food, we are all experts. We know what we like to eat. We know what we don't want to eat. We know when to eat, how much to eat, and what sort of food we like. And being all experts, there is no reason why we shouldn't all act. Yesterday, in one of the panels, culture was mentioned. The importance of culture that very often we cannot really break through changes in behavior. Sometimes you can. A couple of years ago, the president of China, Xi Jinping, ruled top down, as it happens in China, that no shark fin soup would be served in any banquet of the government. In 24 hours, it happened. So sometimes you can break through. Culture can be managed if there is a sound and solid argument that make behaviors change. And in South Korea, in Hong Kong, in Taiwan, we already have restaurants that say no shark fin soup is served in this restaurant. And that is great. That is great because little steps become big messages and become highly relevant to a culture. What we still have not managed to do enough is related to animal feed. There are still places, and I don't know whether you have experienced this, where you are served eggs that taste like chicken. Have you? I have. Who in this room, no, probably everybody in this room remembers the mad cow episode. It was because of what we were feeding cows with. And we feed chicken with fish powder. Maybe we are going to live through an experience of a mad chicken episode. I have never seen a chicken walking in the beach looking for fish, and we give them to eat fish. But what is of concern is that we don't react to reason and facts. We only react when the crisis comes, when we are hit by an event, by an episode that really creates concern around health and the lifestyle. WWF is related to every single SDG, Sustainable Development Goal, and to all the Aichi biodiversity targets. We haven't mentioned them in this forum, but they are equally important because we are talking about saving nature. And we are fully aware that whatever we do or we don't affects our quality of life and affect the security of humanity. But we cannot do it alone. WWF on its own, even though we are 1 million members around the world, we can't change the world on our own. Partnerships are a must. And we need to face key drivers, react against destructive pressures, and meet unprecedented opportunities with others. WWF works with governments, works with the private sector, and works with citizens on different fronts. And we recognize the importance of changing public policies up here, changing behaviors within the market, and changing behaviors of the consumers. But these sectors, the government, national or local, and the private sector can take decisions that that have an impact on lots, millions of people. But the changes take a long time to happen. While if you work with civil society groups, directly with a citizen, change happens in seconds by pushing a button in your computer. Look at Avast or look at other systems that we have today that mobilize society. And that is what we are trying to do, influencing large populations as much as the decision makers at the top. Raising awareness for us is absolutely essential, or we cannot guarantee action. We need to build awareness about the links between what we eat, how we behave, and the survival of the polar bear, the extinction of coral reefs, the threats to tropical forests, and the risks to humans. WWF makes a call from the Earth's oceans, forests, pandas, and ice bears. The food we eat connects us to them and to their landscape. Thank you.